You ever scroll through MyAnimeList, see an anime with a 7 point something score, and your brain immediately goes, probably mid. Yeah, that mindset? Absolute crime, because some of the hardest hitting action anime out there are chilling under a 7.5 like they did something wrong. Meanwhile, the anime's over here like, bro, I've got explosions, trauma, insane fights, and peak vibes, and you ignored me because of a number? Come on, do better. So today, we're fixing that mistake. This is 10 must-watch underrated action anime that you don't want to miss. Not mainstream picks, not the same 5 shows everyone talks about on Twitter. These are anime that deserve way more love, slap harder than their score suggests, and will make you say, why did nobody tell me about this? Some are stylish, some are emotional, some are just pure chaotic action energy. And yes, every single one is worth your time. Alright, let's stop talking and get into it. Here are 10 must-watch underrated action anime that you don't want to miss. Number 10. J. Action, sci-fi, crime, and cyberpunk. Okay, let's start strong but old school. J is one of those anime that screams, I was ahead of my time. This is a gritty cyberpunk crime anime with guns, gangs, corrupt cities, and that classic early 2000s anime atmosphere where everything feels slightly dangerous. The story follows Daisuke, a detective who's constantly in trouble, and Jay, his partner, who looks human, acts human, but is very much not human. And when Jay decides violence is the answer, yeah, things get messy. This anime doesn't rely on flashy shonen nonsense. It's slower, darker, more grounded. The action feels heavy, like every hit matters. Every gunshot has weight. And the cyberpunk city itself? Bro, it's practically a character. If you like crime dramas, cyberpunk aesthetics, buddy cop dynamics with a twist, then J is a hidden gem you absolutely shouldn't skip. Underrated? Painfully. Number 9. Planet With. Action, mecha, psychological, and emotional. Now this one tricks you. Because Planet With starts and you're like, oh, okay, colorful mecha anime, probably some basic good versus evil stuff. Wrong. This anime pulls the rug out under you so fast it's disrespectful. At first you think you know who the villains are. Then you think you know who the heroes are. Then the anime looks you dead in the eye and says, actually, everyone's complicated. Sit down. The fights, surprisingly clean and creative. The story, way more emotional than it has any right to be. And the themes, revenge, forgiveness, cycles of hatred, are handled in a way that feels mature, not preachy. Also, the pacing? Tight. No filler, no wasting time. Every episode matters. Planet With is the kind of anime you finish and go, how is this only a 7.13? Exactly. That's why it's here. Number 8. High Card. Action, superpowers, stylish, and chaotic. Alright, listen. If you've ever looked at JoJo, Bungo Stray Dogs, and Kingsman and thought, what if all of this was decided by poker cards? Congratulations, you just invented High Card. The concept is insane, in the best way. Each card grants a unique superpower, and once you've got one, congrats, your life is now pure chaos. People exploding buildings, time manipulation, ridiculous over-the-top abilities, and the anime leans into it hard. The action is flashy, the pacing is fast, and the vibe is just cool. Is it deep philosophy? No. Is it ridiculously fun to watch? Absolutely. This is one of those anime you put on when you just want stylish fights, clean animation, and characters doing dumb but hype things. Also, the soundtrack? Low-key slaps. High Card doesn't try to be a masterpiece. It just wants to entertain you. And honestly, mission accomplished. Number 7. Helck. Action, fantasy, comedy with pain. Okay, Helck is dangerous because it starts as a joke anime. Big, smiling hero, loud comedy, silly fantasy tournament vibes. You're watching it like, huh, okay, this is dumb but fun. And then, boom, emotional damage. This anime slowly transforms into something way darker and way more tragic than you expect. Helck himself? Overpowered, kind-hearted, and hiding an absolutely devastating backstory. The action ramps up as the story progresses, but what really hits is the emotional weight behind every fight. By the time things get serious, you're not just watching battles, you're invested in the story. And that tonal shift? Handled surprisingly well. Helck is proof that comedy anime can hurt you, smiling characters are never safe, and underrated fantasy anime deserve more respect. Trust me, stick with it.
しまった。稲荷様によろしくされたのに。
Number 6. Kemono Jihen. Action, supernatural, dark mystery. Now this one is quietly disturbing. Kemono Jihen follows a kid who barely understands emotions, thrown into a world of yokai, monsters, and deeply messed up situations. And the anime doesn't sugarcoat things at all. You get dark folklore, twisted family dynamics, kids dealing with trauma way beyond their age. The action is sharp, brutal when it's needed to be, and grounded in supernatural logic rather than flashy nonsense. What really makes Kemono Jihen special is the atmosphere. It's not constantly screaming for your attention. It just sits there, slowly pulling you in. And before you realize it, you're emotionally attached. It's not mainstream. It's not trendy. But if you like darker stories with supernatural action and solid character writing, this one is a must-watch.
あなた覚えていてくれて嬉しい。
Number 5. Flip Flappers. Action, psychological, aesthetic, and experimental. Okay, Flip Flappers is not normal. This anime is what happens when studio creativity goes unchecked, logic takes a nap, and visuals decide to flex on you every episode. Every fight feels like you're jumping into a different universe with new rules, new art styles, and new emotional trauma. The action isn't just physical, it's symbolic. Battles represent fear, identity, growing up, loneliness. Yeah, this anime has layers. And yet, it's still fun, still energetic, and still weird in a way that makes you want to keep watching. Flip Flappers is not for everyone, but if it clicks with you, you'll never forget it. Number 4. Claymore. Action, dark fantasy, brutal and tragic. Now this is pain core anime. Claymore is gritty, violent, and emotionally cold, in a good way. You've got half-human, half-monster warriors fighting grotesque demons in a medieval world that does not care about your feelings. The action is heavy sword fights, brutal transformations, and no flashy friendship power-ups, just survival. The characters suffer. A lot. And that's what makes it hit. If you like berserk vibes, dark fantasy worlds, and strong female warriors with tragic stories, Claymore is mandatory viewing. Underrated? Absolutely.
以你们的职业技能搭载，这是唯一可行的方法。
这还是人类？
Number 3. The King's Avatar. Action, esports, competitive, and hype. Alright, let's talk about pure skill flexing. The King's Avatar is an esports anime done right. No magic, no superpowers, just high-level gameplay, insane strategy, and a main character who is him. Watching Yeshu dominate matches feels like watching a pro player smurf in ranked. The action here isn't punches, it's mental warfare. Positioning, timing, outplaying opponents so hard it's disrespectful. And even if you don't play games, the hype still lands. This anime makes keyboard clicking feel intense, and that's impressive.
左にモーメントが加わった場合は打ち消し合うようにこう。
Number 2. Gunbuster. Action, mecha, emotional, and legendary. Okay, respect your elders. Gunbuster might look old, but don't let that fool you. This anime is emotional, epic, and surprisingly heartbreaking. It mixes classic mecha action with themes of time dilation, sacrifice, and growing up while the world moves on without you. By the end, you're not even thinking about the fights anymore. you're just sitting there like, damn. Gunbuster walked so modern emotional anime could run. Absolute classic. Still underrated by newer fans. And finally, number 1, Scissor Seven. Action, comedy, emotional, and stylish. And finally, number 1. Number 1, Scissor Seven is proof that animation doesn't need to be Japanese to be peak anime energy. At first, it feels like a comedy. Goofy assassin, silly jokes, cartoon vibes. And then, boom, the fights go hard. The backstories hit deep, and suddenly you're emotionally invested in a dude whose weapon is literally scissors. The fight choreography is insanely creative. The humor actually lands, and the emotional moments, they sneak up on you. Scissor Seven balances comedy, action, and heart better than most mainstream anime. If you haven't watched this yet, you're missing out. No debate. Final thoughts. And yeah, that's the list. 10 must-watch underrated action anime that you don't want to miss. If even one of these ends up on your watch list, mission accomplished. Anime isn't just about what's trending. Sometimes the best experiences are hiding under a 7-point score, waiting for you to give them a chance. So if you enjoyed this video, you know the deal. Drop a like, subscribe if you love anime content, and comment which underrated anime you think deserves more love. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep watching Peak.